I'm Shay Russell for mining.com.au, and joining me today is the Executive Director for Astute Metals, Matt Healy. Matt, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks, Shay. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you on, and it looks like you've made a discovery out at your Red Mountain deposit in Nevada. Talk me through this exciting announcement.
Yeah, sure. So we've just completed an 11-hole drilling program, our first drilling program at Red Mountain, drilled about 1,518 metres in total. And we've had assay results come back for the first 3 holes. And I'm pleased to announce we've made a discovery at Red Mountain. The first hole, hole 1, intersected 59.4 metres at 1,300 parts per million lithium, or 0.69% lithium carbonate equivalent. The second hole, hole 2, intersected 15.2 metres at 0.43% lithium carbonate equivalent. And the third hole intersected 2 zones, 6.1 metres at 0.56 from surface, and another 12.2 metres at 0.56% lithium carbonate equivalent from 18.3 metres.
This is actually very impressive results, and I'm going to come back to your comment there on quoting these numbers in lithium carbonate equivalent. I just want to talk about how far apart these were, because it seems like, you might be really drilling on the edges of the resource.
Yeah, look, if I can direct your listeners to the map in our announcement, hole 1, which was the discovery hole, was drilled pretty close to the southern end of the project, probably about 2 or 3 k's from the southern extent of the project. And holes 2 and 3 were drilled about 4.6 k's north of that, so in the top third of the project. So it's quite exciting to get these kind of grade results so far apart. There's another 6 holes that we've drilled in between, so those results will be coming in over the coming month, which will look to firm up the scale potential of the project.
You've done something different in this announcement, and that is referring to the amount of lithium in lithium carbonate equivalent. We don't see that very much when it comes to lithium. Why has Astute Metals decided to do this?
Yeah, look, really it's about providing some transparency for investors. So lithium clay projects like we have it at Red Mountain, and if you look at the more advanced ones, they have DFS or a PFS out there. Most of them look to produce lithium carbonate, battery grade lithium carbonate, as a product. And so it makes sense for us to communicate over results in that kind of framework, because ultimately, subject to metallurgical test work, that's what we would look to produce from Red Mountain in due course.
Now, Matt, just to help give investors some clarity, tell me, what's the difference between lithium carbonate, in which you're referring to these prices in, to lithium that comes out of other projects?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you look at your pegmatite style deposits, which most Australian investors are very familiar and comfortable with, such as ones that out of Western Australia, like Pilbara Minerals. So most of them produce a spodumene concentrate. So that's a intermediate product, and for the most part, most of that goes to China and needs to be converted to lithium carbonate, or lithium hydroxide, which is then used in the battery making process. So if you look at these clay deposits like Red Mountain, we're looking to produce a lithium carbonate product, a battery product, at the site. The significance of that, well, even in today's market, lithium carbonate's going for about $13,000 US a ton. Whereas you compare that to what a spodumene concentrate, such as typical, like you get out of Pilbara. In fact, you can talk about Pilbara's last quarterly. They were selling their spodumene concentrate at a realised price of $804 a ton. So there's a real difference when it comes to producing a value-added product.
Now, Matt, as you just pointed out, the benefit of being able to produce this lithium carbonate price directly from your Red Mountain mine is that this can then become feedstock for the US market and bypass the Chinese processing facilities, can't it?
Yeah, look, absolutely. And, the Biden administration has put their full weight behind developing a domestic battery supply chain that goes right from encouraging domestic production of lithium battery products to battery manufacturing, right through recycling. So there's all those tailwinds, and they're producing tax incentives for domestically produced electric vehicles that have a certain component of them produced in the US and a certain component of the critical minerals sourced from the US or its free trade partners.
Now, as you mentioned, today's announcement just refers to 3 of the holes that have been dug out of this whole program. Tell me, when will we get a look at the rest of them?
Yeah, look, we can expect another batch of holes, 3 or 4 holes come in about 3 weeks, and then the rest will come in, say, by the end of July.
Matt, there sounds like there's some exciting days ahead at the Red Mountain Project. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Shay.